Hi, I'm Michael. Welcome to my channel. This video marks the 2-year anniversary of my channel. And it's also a good opportunity to reflect on the year it took to build this project. I work mainly with French white oak when it comes to furniture making. I hardly incorporate secondary woods, just white oak, only less good looking. I used the superglue and masking tape trick there to route dovetail mortises on all 4 legs at the same time. It's a trick I've used for the last 10 years or so, and I've never gone back to double-sided tape. Never will. When you cut dovetails, make sure that the first pass is with a straight bit, and then use the dovetail bit. This project took so long for many reasons. First, I am a weekend woodworker. I have a full-time job on the weekdays. And second, I switched jobs. I needed to switch jobs to get my motivation back up. And also for the challenge. I needed the challenge. I've realized I need more challenges in my life. So when I started this project, I was an English teacher, and shortly after, right about there, when I glued those side panels, I became an accountant, or rather an office intern for a few months at first. As a weekend woodworker, I always plan my gluing at the end of the day, so the glue has plenty of time to dry overnight and I can recut, trim or shape the following day, not worrying about glue failing. I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the day at my workbench just watching the glue dry. Especially in this tight space, my workbench is my workspace. During this experience, I got to know myself a little better, and it was about time at 43 years old. I've learned that I can be creative when I set my mind to it, and woodworking, woodturning, and more recently video making are means of expression of that yearning. Obviously, accounting does not fall into that category. It's a job, just to pay the bills. I thought that playing music, being a guitar player, was going to be the leitmotif of my life. When I got to know real musicians who could hear what I couldn't in songs, or could find scales in a blink of an eye, I've come to realize that I just enjoy music, especially rock music, a little blues, and heavy metal lately. And now, you probably see it coming. It's the time for the rant about music. A mildly offensive comment that will get viewers to react vividly in the comment section, and hence tell YouTube to bring my video forward. Yes, there is no such thing as a bad comment. Some like to hate on Bruce Springsteen, others label the Beatles as being an average band. So I will put myself forward and tell you what I think about Pink Floyd. Yes, you heard me, Pink Floyd. Some of you will hate me for this, but I need to make a stand, even if you didn't ask me. Here you go. I hope you're ready. Buckle up if you can. I think that Pink Floyd, now hear me out, Pink Floyd is hands down the best band in the world. There you go. I said it. Not just the best rock band, the best band, period. Do you want to know why I think they are the best? It's because they master time. Some of their songs are a minute and a half, others are 15 or 18 minutes, and it doesn't matter because I don't feel time passing when I listen to Pink Floyd. Or rather, time has been taken out of the equation. Einstein talked about the space-time continuum, but Pink Floyd invented the space continuum. When you listen to the music you like, when you do the things you enjoy, the timeline distorts or mutates, the future and the past disappear, and only the present remains. The pure joy of the moment. This is how I feel about woodworking. When I step down into the workshop, I am at what I'm doing, and what I'm doing feels right. But only on the weekends, because on the weekdays I am another beast. Like that rabbit with all its clocks. It reminds me of Chris Rock when he talked about having a job versus having a career. When you have a career, time just flies by, and when you have a job, there is too much time. You can feel every second passing by. Clearly, I know I won't have a career in teaching or accounting or even as a musician. I am a terrible musician, believe me. But working with wood, turning, being creative with wood, I can feel that I'm on the right path. I still have a long way to go to turn my woodworking into a career though. Look at that beauty. Stunning. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. That bark inclusion. I have to stabilize it with epoxy if I want to keep it though. This was the first time for me using epoxy. I bought an inexpensive kit from Amazon and added a fair amount of black mica powder to achieve a dark, profound color. It cured surprisingly well. The bark was a little thirsty, but I had poured more than enough. And above all, it didn't leak. The blue masking tape did a very good job indeed. If I had a career in woodworking, it would truly feel like those drawer fronts were made in a blink of an eye. You can start to see the overall style the furniture is going to be, and you would think of arts and crafts or craftsman's movement, and you would be right. This is the fourth piece of furniture that I made for myself that is heavily influenced by the work of Gustav Stickley. I like the fact that his furniture is functional, yet pleasing to the eye, not overly designed, just a little taper here, a small chamfer there, and of course, a lot of dovetails. I guess I'm a tails first kind of guy. On these drawers, I cut through dovetails at the back and half-blind dovetails at the front, so nothing interferes with the continuous grain of the drawer fronts. I generally use a coping saw when I can to hog out material between tails and through pins, but on half-blind pins I prefer the Forstner bit method. On these wild grain boards, it was a lifesaver to be able to remove the bulk of the material and just to be left with pairing. But cutting dovetails in oak is never an easy task. Gluing, just making sure it's all square. This is the drawer bottom, and it fits quite well. These drawers were not made in a blink of an eye, that's for sure. If you can make drawers with continuous grain, that's a stunning look. I still can't believe I've waited for 2 years to finally record a voiceover. Like anyone who listens to his recorded voice for the first time, I hate my voice. I can switch on the compressor and tweak the EQ, I still can't stand it. It doesn't sound like I had imagined it for those who hear it. It feels like it's not low enough to sound pleasing, like a soothing bassy tone. It's not high enough to have a melodious resonance. I'm just in the mids. Just an average voice from an average guy. I can't help thinking that when you add up averageness, it may feel a bit mediocre in the end. Like those brass hinges. They are not the cheapest or the most expensive. They are not hefty by any means, but they look like they can hold up. They close and open quite okay, yet the movement is not very smooth. So in the end, I can say that they are mediocre. The fitting was fiddly, the screws are scrawny, and if you don't use magnets to keep the doors shut, they wander ajar. They look like they barely support the 19mm thick, or for you Americans, 3/4 of an inch thick white oak door. Should I have bought those high-end Brusso butt hinges? Yeah, probably, but that's more than €100 for 2 small doors. Everything remained flat, so I was quite happy with that. The finish I always use on my furniture is hard wax oil. I'm absolutely sold to this product. I see only benefits. Easy to apply, easy to repair. It still feels like wood under your hand, and it's durable. I haven't seen any sign of wear on my 5-year-old sofa and coffee table. Is it the right time to ask you to share, like and subscribe? If you enjoyed this video, please do. It took a year. It was a good year. See you next time. Take care.